Welcome to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Let me show you around. So right now we're in the spacious head house of the complex. On my left here we have the concession stand, and then on my right here we have a seating area, whether that's for students, spectators, or fans to come and enjoy before and in between games. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Dome. In the Dome, we have the space available for 2 full-size softball fields. However, this space is also utilized by the football, baseball, and soccer teams, as well as for other various athletic events. So the Dome has impacted the softball team in a variety of ways. First, we used to practice during the winter months over in the rec center, but the limited space availability never really allowed us to hit our full potential, whereas in here, we can fit 2 full-size softball fields. We're also able to start games much earlier in the season. We have a range of equipment available here at the Dome, whether it's the batting cages, the soccer goals, or even a field goal available for the football team. It's a huge opportunity to have the space available to practice in the off-season, especially for our outdoor athletic teams. Another great thing about the American State Bank Sports Complex is that it's not just for Dordt athletes, it's for the entire community, whether that's high school soccer leagues, open turf time, or even a space for intramurals. The American State Bank Sports Complex will change not only how we practice as Dordt athletes, but also how we interact with the community as a whole. Thanks for letting me take you on a little tour. Hope you stop by soon. Welcome to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Let me show you around. So right now we're in the spacious head house of the complex. On my left here we have the concession stand, and then on my right here we have a seating area, whether that's for students, spectators, or fans to come and enjoy before and in between games. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Dome. In the Dome, we have the space available for 2 full-size softball fields. However, this space is also utilized by the football, baseball, and soccer teams, as well as for other various athletic events. So the Dome has impacted the softball team in a variety of ways. First, we used to practice during the winter months over in the rec center, but the limited space availability never really allowed us to hit our full potential, whereas in here, we can fit 2 full-size softball fields. We're also able to start games much earlier in the season. We have a range of equipment available here at the Dome, whether it's the batting cages, the soccer goals, or even a field goal available for the football team. It's a huge opportunity to have the space available to practice in the off-season, especially for our outdoor athletic teams. Another great thing about the American State Bank Sports Complex is that it's not just for Dordt athletes, it's for the entire community, whether that's high school soccer leagues, open turf time, or even a space for intramurals. The American State Bank Sports Complex will change not only how we practice as Dordt athletes, but also how we interact with the community as a whole. Thanks for letting me take you on a little tour. Hope you stop by soon.
Good afternoon from the ASB Sports Complex, the Dome in Sioux Center, Iowa, as we get set for softball action, non-conference play between the Dordt Defenders and Dakota State. Dakota State earlier today on the losing end of a 7-1 decision with Northwestern, while the Dordt Defenders playing their first contest of the day. We had to juggle the schedule a little bit today because of the snowstorm that hit central and eastern Iowa. William Penn out of Oskaloosa, Iowa, had to wait till today to hit the road. They were scheduled to play right away at noon today, and but we flipped opponents, and Dakota State coming down a little bit earlier than planned from Madison, South Dakota, and William Penn is in transit, and they will be on the way for the 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock start times, and they'll play Northwestern and Dordt as well. So alternating times for the Dordt Defenders and Northwestern Red Raiders on the east field, while on the west field, we'll get you that schedule as well in just a moment. But we are set for softball, and stepping in for Dakota State will be Hannah McFarland. McFarland in the first game today, 1 for 3 with a triple, and takes a ball. So a ball, 1 ball, no strikes, just underway. Hannah McFarland takes the first pitch from Haley Wilkin. Wilkin on the mound for the Defenders. That pitch is in for a called strike. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. Defensively for the Defenders, Haley Wilkin is on the mound. Carly Olson is behind the plate. First base, Lauren Steenstra. Second base, Chandler Skemper. Here's the right-handed pitch on the way, swinging, strike 2. 1-2 the count. 1-2 the count to Hannah McFarland. McFarland wears number 23. She had an RBI. That was on a triple in the first game today. Here's the pitch on the way, changeup. Misses just low and away. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count. Second weekend of play here at the ASB Dome, the American State Bank Dome in Sioux Center. That is in for a called strike 3. So the first strikeout of the day for Haley Wilkin. And a strikeout looking for Hannah McFarland, our first batter of the day. And Dakota State, Mackenzie Sims, will step in. So Mackenzie Sims, number 24. And first pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count to Sims. Sims, 3 at-bats in her first game today. Couple of strikeouts, 0 for 3. Pitches in for a called strike, 1-1 the count. So as you watch, Dakota State in those powder blue tops, gray pants, and the powder blue stockings. Here's the pitch, swung on, ground ball, third base side, gobbled up by Jessica Flaherty on to first. Lauren Steenstra for the out. Mackenzie Sims is retired 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 5-3, the batter retired. Brings up Michelle Ebdos. Ebdos, 1 for 3 today. Had a single. Also struck out in game number 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 the count. 2 down in the top of the first inning. On the left side of the infield, Emma Groen is at shortstop. That pitch misses outside to the right-handed batter. Ball 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. The dimensions here in the ASB Dome, 250 all the way around. That one off of the backstop, strike 2. So foul ball. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Wilkin. Change up, and that one sliced down the right field line. Foul ball. And the count remains 1-2. 1-2 the count with 2 down in the inning. Bases are empty. Over at third base is Jessica Flaherty for the defenders. The defenders, the home team, whenever they play at the ASB Dome. Pitch misses outside. Ball 2, we're even at 2-2. 2-2 the count. We'll get you the numbers on Haley Wilkin in just a moment. Left to right in the outfield, Ivy Terpstra. Brooklyn Cox, this one hit high in the air, fair territory, off of the ceiling, and that'll be a dead ball. So that one off of the ceiling, and the ground rules, it's interesting. The ground rules, when the ball strikes the ceiling in fair territory, the defense can make a play on it. If they make the catch, it's an out. If the ball strikes the ceiling and then drops, it's a foul ball. And my understanding is anything that strikes the roof, pitch is swung on, softly hit, fly ball to the shortstop, and Emma Groen makes the grab for the third out of the inning. So the Dakota State Lady T's go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We played a half inning. To the bottom of the first we go. We'll be back with more on the Dordt Media Network right after this. So the Dordt defenders will come to the plate with their first at bat. Bottom of the first inning, their order will be Chandler Scamper leading off. She's the second baseman. Carly Olson, catcher, will bat second, and Emma Groen is the shortstop. She's batting third. Batting cleanup will be number 30, Ivy Terpstra. She's the left fielder. The DP will be Ella Coster. She is batting for the pitcher, Haley Wilkin, in the number 5 spot. 6th spot in the order, Lauren Steenstra, the first baseman. Number 44, Aurora Tyson, is the right fielder. Batting 8th will be Jessica Flaherty. She's the third baseman. And batting 9th, the center fielder, Brooklyn Cox. Pitch is in for a called strike 1. 0-1 the count as the first pitch to Chandler Scamper. Scamper, second baseman. Last weekend. And we have an illegal pitch called. So that'll be a ball. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count if I understood the umpire correctly. She took the sign with her hands together. And now into the wind. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count. to Chandler Scamper, batting .333 this season with 3 for 9 last weekend. And an illegal pitch called once again. So the Dordt defenders count now 3-1, I believe. Home plate umpire calling a couple of illegal pitches. And now Mason Usselman will need to regroup. That can rattle a pitcher, take her out of her routine, and the pitch is low and in the turf. I want to say in the dirt, but I can't. So base on balls is issued to Chandler Scamper. First walk given up. And that will bring Carly Olson to the plate. Olson, a left-handed batter. Off with the pitch is Scamper, and Scamper, a stolen base. So the defender's not wasting any time with setting the wheels in motion. Scamper with a base on balls, and then the stolen base. And the Dordt defenders, that pitch was a strike. So strike one, 0-1 the count. Pitch is outside, ball one, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. Now we don't have the fullback of the scoreboard for keeping track of the. And that ball strikes the ceiling, and a free chance for the defense. Unable to make a play on it. Mackenzie Sims at shortstop. The ball drops harmlessly to the ground. And that makes it 1-2. A little bit of spin on that one and caused shortstop unable to make the play. Mackenzie Sims swung on and driven in the air, left center field. Center fielder has a bead on it, though. That's Hannah McFarland making the play. Runner does not advance from second base. So fly out to medium depth, left center field by Olson. Scamper stays at second base. That brings Emma Gruen to the plate. Gruen this season, a couple of hits last week, a couple of doubles. Ground ball sharply hit to the shortstop. Up with it, guns it over to first base in time. Sims to fill up for the second out of the inning. So Gruen retired on the first pitch, and that brings Ivy Terpster to the plate with 2 outs in the inning and a runner still in scoring position at second. And now Chandler Scamper, the benefit of taking off on contact. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled off. Strike one, 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count with 2 outs in the inning. So an inning that began with promise. Now Dakota State trying to get out of it without any damage being done. Pitch is down low, ball one, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. The Dordt defenders and Dakota State Lady Tees. Here's the pitch, swung on, and Terpstra fouls that one away. So Terpstra knocks a couple into foul territory. So 1-2 the count. 1-2 the count. Pitch on the way from Usselman. And the pitch on the way down around the knees. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count. Those are the kind, if you're a pitcher, if you get that call early, you're going to foul that one away. But misses just low. And the pitch is down to the dirt. Scamper with a good lead at second base, but retreats back to second on the pitch in the turf. So the count goes to full, 3-2. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch on the way to Terpstra. And Terpstra, softly hit fly ball. Should be an easy play for the shortstop. It is. Sims makes the play. And the side is retired. So Dordt gets a base runner, but nothing more. A pop out to the second baseman ends the inning. And the Dordt defenders, no runs, no hits, no errors, one stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. Back with more from the ASB Dome right after this.
We're in a town that's very progressive. We're grateful for that. We have a lot of entrepreneurial spirits in town here.
Well, the one thing you get from Sioux Center that you don't see in larger cities is that small town support. If you bring a business to Sioux Center, everyone wants to know your name. What's your background? Where are you from? What brought you here? Why are you coming to Sioux Center? And they want to support you for that. People spend locally. They want to be loyal and they want to help out other loyal customers. It's a place that is for young professionals.
We opened our practice about 2.5 years ago. My wife and I moved here from South Dakota to be a part of the Sioux Center community, and we've grown here since then.
I love Sioux Center because of the connections you have here. People want to see you succeed. People are here to encourage.
To the top of the second we go. Swung on, ground ball, foul ball. Strike one. So 0-1 the count. I'm going to go back and take care of some bookkeeping chores I had inadvertently. Ground ball dribbled in front of the pitching mound. Throw over to first base in time. Nifty play that time by Wilkin. Out of the pitcher's circle to make the play. And Ortmeyer retired without incident. She's retired 1-3 for the first out of the inning. Pitch is low. Well, catches the strike zone. Strike one. 0-1 the count to Phillip. So Ortmeyer retired 1-3 for the first out of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, head in the air, driven towards center field. Under it, though, is Brooklyn Cox. She reaches up, makes the grab. And Phillip is retired on the fly out for out number 2 of the inning. And that'll bring Mason Usselman to the plate. Usselman, number 14. She's also the pitcher for Dakota State. So Dakota State, Usselman at the plate for the Lady Tees. For Usselman, she did not bat in the first contest today. Swung on, ground ball towards the hole, backhanded and knocked down by the shortstop, but unable to make the play. And that's going to go as a single for Phillip. And that'll bring Usselman. And that brings number 20, Alvarado, to the plate. So Alvarado, the batter. And here's the pitch, up high. 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count. And a swing and a miss. Swung on and fouled off. I've got a problem with the lineup here, it appears. Trying to sort through it. Pitch is low. Ball 4 and the walk is issued. So runners at first and second now for the Lady Tees. One out in the inning. And first pitch is up and away, ball one. So 1-0 the count. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike one. So 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch, swung on and ripped into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Left fielder up cleanly with it. That is Terpstra. And she records the out. So now there are two down in the inning. And the bases are full. So the bases are loaded for Alexis Foster. Foster is swing and a miss. And Haley Wilkin trying to get out of the inning without any more damage being done. And that pitch misses, low and away. So the Lady Tees with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch, swung on and softly hit right at Skemper, and the defenders get out of the inning without any damage being done. Dakota State Strands 3. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Our score, Dakota State 0, Dordt 0. Due up for the Dordt defenders will be their 4, 5, 6 hitters. 5, 6, 7 hitters, Coster, Steenstra, and Tyson, when we're back right after this. Missed a batter. Ella Coster settles in for the defenders after Dordt escapes the second inning without surrendering a run with a bases loaded situation. Coster stakes a ball and then puts it in play, left field, and Hazlitt makes the play for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Steenstra to the plate. Lauren Steenstra steps in, swung on, sharply hit, shortstop up with it. Sims over to first in time. And Steenstra is retired 6-3 for the second out of the inning. Brings Aurora Tyson to the plate. Tyson, right fielder. And for Aurora Tyson, see how her season has been up to this point. 3 for 6 at the plate, takes a strike there. Strike one, 0-1 the count to Tyson. Tyson, that pitch is rolled to the plate for a ball. Tyson with 1 run scored this season. Count is even at 1-1 with 2 down in the inning. And here's the pitch, swung on and hit sharply down the left field line, slicing toward the foul line, and it's a fair ball. Extra bases for Tyson, takes the turn at first, headed for second, and she will be in standing up with a 2-out double. And the Dordt defenders, with a runner in scoring position for the second straight inning, brings Jessica Flaherty to the plate. Flaherty will come to the plate. Still looking for her first hit of the season. Flaherty, number 22, right-handed batter, swung on, ground ball, shortstop through the wickets into left field, and that will produce a run. So an error on the shortstop, allowing the run to score. And everything from here on out will be unearned as well. Brooklyn Cox will come to the plate. And on that pitch, Flaherty was moving, ran in front of the shortstop as the ball was hit. And now the base umpire and the home plate umpire will confer. Dakota State looking for a runner's interference call here. Home plate umpire and base umpire still conferring. And they will say everybody's safe. So 2 down in the inning. And that'll bring Cox to the plate. So an RBI for Flaherty. Doesn't get her first hit of the season, though. We're going to rule that an error as that went through the legs of the shortstop, Sims. Pitch is low and away. Ball one. Throw over to second base. Not in time. And Flaherty is in with a stolen base. First pitch, a called strike. 0-1 the count. To Cox. Cox slaps at it. Second baseman Alvarado up with it. And the side is retired, but not before the defenders take advantage of an error for an unearned run. 1 run on 1 hit. No error, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We've played 2 complete. Our score, Dordt 1, Dakota State 0. Back with more from the ASB Dome right after this. I beg your pardon, this is top of the order, Hannah McFarland. And if I'd bothered to look at my last score sheet, I would have known that. McFarland takes a ball, takes a strike, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count with nobody out. We're in the 3rd inning. Haley Wilkin on the mound for the defenders. Wilkins pitch, softly hit, line drive, fielded in the deep in the hole by Grun, and Grun unable to do anything with it, so a base hit. That one just past the third baseman, and the shortstop, Grun, fielding it deep, and even if she came up with it cleanly, she's not throwing the leadoff batter for Dakota State out at first base. So Dakota State now with the leadoff batter on. Pitches in for a called strike. 0-1 the count with nobody out in the inning. Dordt's defense the same as we started. We're now in the top of the third with Dordt leading 1-0. Here's the pitch on the way from Wilkin. Misses, low and away, ball one. And Mackenzie Sims settles in. She grounded out in her last at bat. This one sharply hit left field, and it is into the corner for extra bases. Dakota State taking the turn at third, headed for home, and thrown out at home plate is the lead runner, Hannah McFarland, on a strike from the shortstop who cut it off, Emma Grun. So a double for McFarland. And thrown out at home plate is McFarland after Sims gets the double. This one sharply hit right center field, and that's going to score a run in all likelihood. We'll see if they send the runner. Throw to Skemper at second base, and she's going to eat it. Holds on to it. And so Dakota State records the run as Evdos with that double producing the run, and Mackenzie Sims comes in, and Dakota State has tied it at 1-1. Check swing, fielded cleanly by the pitcher, Wilkin. Wilkin up with it, throws it over to Ortmeyer in time. Evdos advances to second base. Third base on the play. And that'll bring Phillip to the plate. Rosie Phillip flew out to center field in her last at bat. Check swing, ball one. 1-0 the count with our score tied 1-0. So the defenders dodged a bullet, threw one runner out at home, but unable to do so with the second double of the inning. And the Dordt defenders getting an unearned run in the home half of the second, giving up a run here in the top of the third. Runner on third base for Dakota State. Pitches on the outside half of the plate. Strike one. So 2 down in the inning. Runner on third base. Plays at first for the defenders. This one's lifted into foul territory and out of play. Not a lot of foul territory, not a lot of room here. Two strikes. So 1-2 the count. Swung on, hit in the air, left side. Looks like the left fielder has it. Ivy Terpstra reaches up, makes the play. And the side is retired, but not before a couple of base hits. 3 base hits produce a run. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Our score, Dakota State 1, Dordt 1. Back with more right after this.
Family, farm, business, community. People's Bank, where values matter.
defenders. And Dakota State tied 1-1. Mason Usselman on the mound, toes the rubber. And here's the pitch to Chandler Skemper, lifted in the air, right side. Second baseman Alvarado under it, makes the play. Skemper retired on the pop out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. Brings Carly Olson to the plate. Olson popped out to the pitcher the shortstop in her last at bat. And that pitch outside. Ball one. 1-0 the count. Well, this is game 2 on the east field. Here's the pitch. And missing the release point, Usselman. Misses down low, ball 2. 2-0 the count. So 2-0 the count. And here's the pitch. Swung on, driven in the air. Right center field, could be trouble. Giving it a ride and making the grab at the fence is Hannah McFarland, as Olson sends it to the right center field fence for the second out of the inning. Olson hits it about as far as you can, but robbed at the fence of extra bases. Brings Emma Groen to the plate, and Groen takes a strike. 0-1 the count with and this one's lined into right center field. That could be trouble, and that'll drop in for a base hit. So a base hit for Groen. Delivers a 2-out single. Keeps the inning alive for Ivy Terpstra. So Ivy Terpstra comes to the plate. And let's see if Groen is moving. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled off of the dome. Strike one, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Ivy Terpstra pop out to the shortstop in her last at bat. 1-1 our score. We're in the bottom of the third inning. And here's the pitch. That's a ball. 1-1 the count, a little bit low. So 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's driven in the air towards center field. Looks like McFarland has it. She has a bead on it, makes the play. And the Dordt defenders hit it hard, but right at people. And the Dordt defenders retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Our score, Dordt 1, Dakota State 1. Back with the visitors half of the fourth right after this.
As a bank that cares about supporting small businesses, American State Bank assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs launch their first business. Starting a business can be complicated, even when it's just a lemonade stand. It's never too early to begin thinking towards your next project, and we'll be here to help make it go as smoothly as possible. Supporting entrepreneurs, no matter their age, it's what we do.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth
single, but get out of the inning without any more damage being done, and we head to the top half of the fourth inning with our score tied 1-1. So far it's been a pitcher's duel. Haley Wilkin on the mound for the defenders, giving up a run on 3 hits in the last inning. That's a swing and a miss. Strike one, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count to Usselman. And a ground ball, third base side, up with it. Throw over to first, not in time. Jessica Flaherty with the throwing error. And Usselman reaches safely. First baseman knocking it down, not allowing Usselman to advance any further. And that'll bring Alvarado to the plate. Alvarado, number 20. And Alvarado, right-handed batter, swung on. That one's fouled off of the bubble. Strike one. 0-1 the count. Usselman, I don't think she's going to be on the move unless ball gets away from the catcher. And now asking for and getting time is Alvarado, so she's going to talk things over with her third base coach. So Alvarado will step in here and she shows bunt, pulls back. And I did not get the umpire's indication of whether that was a ball or strike. Looks like a ball. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. Here's the windup by Wilkin. Fouled off at the plate. Strike two, 0-2 the count. Now it'll be interesting to see if the Lady T's elect to still attempt the bunt with Alvarado. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, head in the air. Second baseman, Skemper, should have it, and she gets out behind the bag and makes the play. And Alvarado is retired on the pop out to the second baseman to record the first out of the inning. So far for Dakota State, 1 run on 5 hits. For Dordt, 1 run on 2 hits. Hazlitt will come to the plate with 1 out in the inning. Pitch is in for a called strike. So 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count. And here's the pitch. That's upstairs. And the count. 1-1. 1-1 the count. Wilkin. Swung on, ground ball, stabbed at in foul territory by Jessica Flaherty. And the count goes to 1-2. 1-2 the count to Hazlitt. Hazlitt a single in her last at bat. Here's the pitch, swung on, ground ball, and it takes a crazy spin. Actually started in foul territory, ends up in fair territory. And the first baseman, Lauren Steenstra, makes the play unassisted. Usselman advances over to second base in the process, and that will bring Foster to the plate. And Foster takes a strike. So Foster takes a strike, 0-1 the count. That pitch is low. Ball one. 1-1 the count with 2 down in the inning. Usselman is at second base. Foster is the batter. She's the number 9 hitter in the Dakota State lineup. Swings and misses. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count, and here's the pitch. Pitch is low and away. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. And Foster will settle in once again. And that pitch is upstairs. Ball 3. So the count is full. Payoff pitch on the way from Wilkin. Change up, lifted high in the air behind the plate, and unable to make the play. Looking up into the light is Carly Olson. So Olson ends up looking up almost directly into the light. Lost it. And new life for Foster. Foster takes the ball low, and the top of the order is coming around now for Dakota State. That'll bring McFarland to the plate. McFarland so far today, this will be your third plate appearance. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And she's batting with runners on first and second, sharply hit. Up with it is Skemper, throws over to first base. And the first baseman unable to handle it cleanly. And McFarland reaches on the error, and the Dordt defense not helping themselves here. So the bases are full, and that brings Mackenzie Sims to the plate. Sims will step in. Still 2 down in the inning, and Wilkin trying desperately to get out of the frame. Second inning in a row that Dakota State has the bases loaded. Pitch is low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Well, very simply, Lauren Steenstra unable to handle the throw from Skemper, and now Dordt's trying to get out of the inning. And here's the pitch, up high. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. It's 1-2. Two and one the count. And into the windup, here's the pitch from Wilkins. Swung on, sharply hit, right field, and that's going to be in for a base hit. 2 runs will score on the play. And the defenders surrender a couple of unearned runs as Sims, a double to right field. As 2 unearned runs come in to score. And this one's fouled off behind the plate. So runners at second and third now for Dakota State. And here's the pitch, low and inside. That's a ball, so 1 pitch fouled off, another a ball, and we're 1-1 the count. Dordt trailing 3-1, top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air. That one hits off of the ceiling. Free play for the defenders, and making the grab in fair territory is Emma Grun. So the side is finally retired, but not before Dakota State gets a couple of runs, couple unearned runs. 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Dordt trailing 3-1. Back with more after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Dakota State with a 3-1 lead now. And the first pitch is low and inside. Ball 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. So Coster batting with the bases empty. Leading off the bottom of the fourth inning. Dordt trailing 3-1. Coster, the left-handed batter, awaiting the pitch. That's low and away. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. So 2-1 the count. And here's the pitch. Swung on and a ground ball. Diving stop by Sims, but unable to make the play. So a base hit for Ella Coster. And Coster will run for herself here. Steenster will come to the plate. As the Dordt defenders trying to cook up a rally. Trailing 3-1. And the pitch is low and in the dirt. And that's a ball. And here's the pitch. That's low as well. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. So 2-0 the count. The count to pitch is low. Ball 3. So batting for the defenders. This is Steenstra. And the pitch, low and inside. Ball 4 and the walk is issued. So Coster will advance to second. We'll have a conference on the mound. And now the Dordt defenders threatening with runners on first and second. And nobody out in the inning. So Dordt, after giving up 3 a couple innings ago, giving up 2 a couple innings ago. And the Dordt defenders, a leadoff single by Coster, followed by a base on balls. And the defenders with the tying run at first base in the bottom of the fourth inning. So after the conference breaks up, the Dordt defenders so running for Steenstra will be Sarah Perky. First pitch is a strike. And this one lifted high in the air and off of the ceiling, and the second baseman makes the play. So Tyson is retired on the pop out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. That will bring Jessica Flaherty to the plate. So Flaherty hits this one in the air, right side. Should be an easy play for Foster. Reaches up, makes the play. Throw across the diamond to third base. And the runners advance on the play, so Flaherty, fly ball to right. Everybody advances. Perky over to second. Coster over to third. And that brings Brooklyn Cox to the plate. with Cox taking the first pitch for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Brooklyn Cox. So Cox awaits the delivery, swung on, hit in the air, left side. That's going to drift towards the foul line and out of play. And Cox now down to the count, 0-2. So 0-2 the count. Still 3-1 our score. Cox with two runners in scoring position, swing and a miss, strike three. And the side is retired. Dordt threatens. They get runners at second and third with two down, but come up empty. No runs, one hit, no errors, and two left on base. Top of the fifth inning on the way. Dordt trailing 3-1. Back with more after this.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner & Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Fort Meyer, right-handed batter, takes pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. Swung on, hit in the air. That one's off the ceiling, right at Grun, and Grun makes the play at the shortstop on the pop out for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Phillip to the plate. And Phillip left-handed batter. And this one's lined into left center field, and that's in for a base hit. Picking it up in left was Ivy Terpstra. Phillip is on with a one-out single. Brings Usselman to the plate, and we might have changes. So we'll have a pinch runner for Phillip. That's Entringer. So Entringer will step in. So Rosie Phillip does her job, gets a single. And now with one out in the inning, Usselman is batting. Usselman so far today, that's a foul ball. Usselman so far today, 1 for 2 with a run scored. And she's also pitched Dakota State to the lead. Fouled off, and that one was in fair territory when it struck the ceiling, and Usselman is retired on the pop out to the second baseman. And that'll bring Alvarado to the plate. So Alvarado coming to the plate with two down in the inning. We're in the top of the fifth. And a runner on first base for Dakota State looking for a little insurance here. Dordt down to the final 9 outs. First pitch is in, misses, low and away, ball one, 1-0 the count. So 0-1 the count. That pitch is in for a called strike. So a called strike to Alvarado. That misses upstairs. And with a runner on first base, 2-1 the count to Alvarado. Alvarado lifts this one in the air, left center field. Ivy Terpstra over into the alley, makes the play. And the side is retired on the fly out to left field for the third out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, one left. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Still Dakota State leading 3-1. Back with more after this.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Chandler Scamper steps in. The Dordt defenders need a comeback now, trailing 3-1. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. And a line drive off of the pitcher's glove, and Scamper will reach with the single. So Chandler Scamper, line drive off of the pitcher, so she's on first base and brings Carly Olson to the plate. Olson with a fly out to deep center field in her last at bat. Scamper, good speed at first base, has a stolen base already this afternoon. Takes a strike, does Olson. Strike one, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Swung on, hit in the air, left center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Scamper over at first base did not know if the ball was caught or not. So she ends up on second base. So Olson delivers the single. And here's the pitch, swung on and fouled off, out of play. Strike one. So strike one, 0-1 the count to Grun. Swung on, fouled off. Strike two, 0-2 the count. So 0-2 the count. And here's the pitch. Swung on, driven in the air, right center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Taking the turn at third and holding at third base is Scamper, so the bases are loaded. With nobody out and the Dordt defenders in business, with Ivy Terpstra coming to the plate. We'll have a conference on the mound. And it looks like we will have a pitching change. And while we have the pitching change, let's take a break. You are watching the Dordt Media Network. We'll be back in a minute with the defensive changes right after this. So the pitching change is Phillip now pitching, and pitch is upstairs to Terpstra. Terpstra today 0 for 2. Comes up with an opportunity to possibly tie the game with a base hit. Swing and a miss. And a strike. So strike, 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch, inside, ball 1, 1-1 the count to Terpstra. So 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch, swung on, foul tip. Strike 2. 1-2 the count with nobody out, and Dordt's got the heart of their order up. Terpstra today, as I said, 0 for 2 so far. Here's the pitch up high. Terpstra this season entered play today with a .462 batting average, 6 of 13 entering play. Ground ball, shortstop picks it up, throws over to first in time. Safe at first base, though, so fielder's choice by Terpstra. Groon and Olson both advance a base. Skemper is retired 6-2 at home. Brings Coster to the plate, and Coster slaps it through the hole between short and third base. So Coster delivers a single, advances the runners. And that'll bring Steenstra to the plate. So the defenders back to within 1 at 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And there are now still 1 out. There is still 1 out in the inning. Swung on and missed by Steenstra. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. And here's the pitch. Low and inside. Ball. I believe ball 2. Beg your pardon, 1-1. And this one's a shot up the middle. That'll score 1 run to tie it. Here comes the go-ahead run, and scoring on the play is Terpstra from second base. So Steenstra delivers a single up the middle. Coster advances to second. Terpstra scores on the play. And the defenders have taken the lead. Now fly ball left field and making the play. The left fielder, Hazlitt. And Tyson is retired for the second out of the inning. So Dordt sitting now on a 4-3 lead, and Jessica Flaherty coming to the plate. Flaherty takes a pitch up high. Ball one, 1-0 the count. Swung on, ground ball, softly hit. Could be a tough play. Throw over to first base, not in time. So an infield single for Flaherty. And Brooklyn Cox will come to the plate here with the bases loaded. And Cox, I believe, the ninth batter of the inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and this one's lifted out of play. Foul ball, strike one. 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count with 2 outs in the inning. Dordt trying for a little insurance here. Leading 4-3. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball. So 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. And a line drive right at the shortstop. She makes the play. Sims ranging to her left for the third out of the inning. So the Dordt defenders get 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. Dordt goes around the order, and they take the lead at 4-3. To the top of the 6th inning we go. Dordt leading, due up for Dakota State. It'll be Hazlitt, Foster, McFarland. 8-9-1 due up when we're back right after this.
We're in a town that's very progressive. We're grateful for that. We have a lot of entrepreneurial spirits in town here.
Well, the one thing you get from Sioux Center that you don't see in larger cities is that small town support. If you bring a business to Sioux Center, everyone wants to know your name. What's your background? Where are you from? What brought you here? Why are you coming to Sioux Center? And they want to support you for that. People spend locally. They want to be loyal, and they want to help out other loyal customers. It's a place that is for young professionals.
We opened our practice about 2.5 years ago. My wife and I moved here from South Dakota to be a part of the Sioux Center community, and we've grown here since then.
I love Sioux Center because of the connections you have here. People want to see you succeed. People are here to encourage you. It's always growing. I mean, it's a safe spot.
And Hazlitt batting with the bases empty, leading off the frame. And Dakota State here's the pitch, swung on and fouled off. So 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count to Hazlitt. Swung on and fouled off as well. So Hazlitt, a run scored she had the run scored for Dakota State in the first game today. Fouls that one off, so it's 1-2. So Wilkin in the driver's seat, and Haley Wilkin strikes out the batter. So Hazlitt goes down looking for the first out of the inning. Wilkin now with the bases empty, and she's pitching from in front, 4-3. Wilkin so far today, 5 1/3 innings. This one's lifted high in the air, driven to right field, and that could tie it up. It's off the fence, down at the base of the fence, and a triple for Foster. And just like that, the tying run is at third base for Dakota State. Brings McFarland to the plate. So Wilkin, through 5 of the third innings, has given up 1 earned run, 3 total runs, has walked 2 and struck out 2. He's given up 3 extra base hits. And Hannah McFarland will step in. McFarland 1 for 3 today, struck out once. First pitch is high and away, ball 1. 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch, swung on, taken for a ball. 2-0 the count. 2-0 the count. So 2-0 and into the wind. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit off of the bubble, and making the play is Emma Grun. Grun makes the play in fair territory, a diving play off of the ceiling. So they out-recorded, and that'll be as fine a play as you see. And now we will have a conference as the ball, they deemed it to have hit in fair territory. And Sims will come to the plate. Mackenzie Sims, right-handed batter. And Wilkin trying to get out of the inning. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike 1. 0-1 the count. Nothing in 1 the count with 2 outs now in the inning. Here's the pitch. One and one the count. And here's the pitch. In there, inside, ball 1-2. 2-1 the count as it misses just inside. The batter, Sims, 2 for 3 this afternoon with a couple of RBIs. Had a run scored for Dakota State. Here's the pitch. Swung on a line drive up the middle. That'll tie the game. So Sims delivers her 3rd hit of the day. 3rd hit of this game, I should say. Knocks in the run to tie it. And now we will have Evdos coming to the plate. Evdos with a hit and an RBI so far today. She's got one of the doubles today for Dakota State. Here's the pitch up high. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. 2-0 the count. And here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air. Drifting back. Center field, they're unable to get to it. And now trying to score the go-ahead run, and safe at home plate is Sims. Evdos advances to second base on the throw. And the center fielder, Brooklyn Cox, a long ways to run for that one. And Dakota State now leads it 5-4. This one's hammered foul. Ortmeyer is the batter. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. So the defenders in this back and forth battle now trailing. Here's the pitch, low, ball 2-0 the count. Beg your pardon, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. Runner on second base is Evdas. Ortmeyer today 0 for 3. And takes a ball. 2-1 the count. Well, beg your pardon. I thought the first pitch was fouled off of the ceiling, but that one off of the ceiling into fair territory and making the play. And the side is retired. So Ortmeyer retired on the pop out to the shortstop for the third out of the inning. But after 5.5, the Dordt defenders trailing now 5-4. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left for Dakota State. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Back with more right after this. Well, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Chandler Skemper to lead things off for the defenders, trailing 5-4. Skemper started the rally for Dordt in the 5th inning. Let's see if she can do the same here. Pitch is a ball. And into the wind, here's the pitch, and that's in for a called strike. Oh, beg your pardon, called it a ball. 3-0 the count to Skemper. And into the wind, here's the pitch. And Skemper takes the changeup up high. And Skemper walks. And that'll bring Carly Olson to the plate. For Carly Olson, 1 for 3. Couple of flyouts. And here's the pitch showing bunt, puts it down. Third baseman charging, throws over to first base in time. Moves the runner up to second base, though, does Olson. As Olson retired 5-3. Skemper moves up to second, representing the tying run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Olson retired. Skemper now on second base, and Grun 2 for 3 this afternoon comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. So runner on second representing the tying run for the defenders here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Grun checks her swing. And it's 2-1. 2-1 the count. And here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Third baseman makes the play, but in foul territory. And the count is even now at 2-2 after Ortmeyer gobbles that one up. Roanna Reagans is now over at first base. And Gruen swings and misses. Strike three. And now with 2 down in the inning, Ivy Terpstra comes to the plate with a tying run still at second base. Pitcher is Rosie Phillip. Ground ball, shortstop unable to make the play cleanly. Dordt's going to score a run on the play. Skemper never stopped. Terpstra scores on the error. That's going to go as a throwing error against the shortstop. And Skemper doesn't miss a beat and comes around to score on the play as Terpstra legs it out to first base. Shortstop Sims had it in her glove, threw over to first base, but took Reagans off of the base. Now a ground ball, third base side, backhanded by Sims, and they get the out. So the out is recorded, and Coster is retired 6-3 for the third out of the inning, but not before Dordt scores a run. 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and they strand 1. To the top of the 7th we go. Dordt and Dakota State tied 5-5. Back with more right after this.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
With the game tied, so she will not be involved in the decision. Kapaska, freshman from Ames. Here's the pitch, down to the dirt, ball 1, 1-0 the count. So Kapaska comes on in relief after Dordt ties it in the home half of the 6th inning with an unearned run. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. One and one the count, and the pitch on the way from Kapaska. Swung on and slapped into left field for a base hit. And that'll bring Usselman to the plate. What's that? And we will have a substitution here. Looks like we may have a pinch runner. So we do have a pinch runner for Phillip. This will be Peterson. And Usselman will come to the plate with the go-ahead run now at first base. Dakota State, Dordt tied 5-5, top of the 6th. Beg your pardon, top of the 7th inning. And Kapaska, first pitch, a strike. And Kapaska into the wind, misses down low. That's a ball. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. And Kapaska into the windup and misses up high, and it gets away from the catcher Olson. Throws over to second base, not in time. And that'll go as a wild pitch. Peterson advances into scoring position. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled off. So 2-2 the count. Two and two the count with nobody out. Ground ball right side. Scamper up with it. It'll advance the runner though. And that will bring Alvarado to the plate with the go-ahead run just 60 feet away now for Dakota State. We're tied 5-5. And here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Snap throw over to third base. Got her. Carly Olson throws the runner out at third base on the pickoff. And she is taken off the base paths. And now Alvarado batting with the bases empty, so Carly Olson might be the defensive play of the day so far for the defenders. Pitch down low, ball one. 1-2 the count. So credit Olson with a snap throw over to third base and putting the tag on her was Flaherty. Pitch misses down low, ball 2-2 the count. We're tied 5-5. Top of the seventh inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. So the Dordt defenders dodge a bullet. Dakota State gets a runner on third base, but then gets picked off. And the Dordt defenders will come to the plate. And the Dordt defenders with the chance to win it now here in the bottom of the seventh inning. We have a new pitcher coming on for Dakota State. I believe Ortmeyer will now be pitching. And that means we'll have a new third baseman as well. We're in the bottom of the seventh inning. And the Dordt defenders will send to the plate and the pitch is in for a called strike one. 0-1 the count to Steenstra. So Dordt will have to do it with the bottom half of their order coming up. Steenstra, Tyson, Flaherty, and Cox. And here's the pitch. Change up misses on the delivery from Ortmeyer. For Ortmeyer, it's 1-1 the count. This is the first game of the year, the first day of play of the year for Dakota State, so numbers are limited. Grace Ortmeyer went 2 1/3 innings in the first game today, absorbed the loss, gave up 6 runs on 6 hits in the game with Northwestern. She is on in relief. She is the third pitcher Dakota State is using, and that pitch misses upstairs. So 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count, and the pitch on the way. Swung on and hammered down the line, but that's going to hook foul. Steenstra trying to take the suspense out of this one. Hammers it into the corner, but into the batting cage. So 2-2 pitch on the way from Ortmeyer. Swung on, hit in the air. That's going to be caught by the center fielder. Looked like it was as close to hitting the ceiling as it could be without actually grazing the ceiling. And Ortmeyer will come to the plate. Pardon me, Tyson will come to the plate against Ortmeyer. That pitch is in for a called strike. 0-1 the count with 1 out in the inning. Dordt will play a second game tonight. That'll be at approximately 6 o'clock. Tyson misses outside. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count with one down in the inning and the base is empty. Here's the pitch to Tyson, and Tyson takes that one off of the noggin. And she picks up the free base in the process. And that'll bring Flaherty to the plate. So Tyson hit by a pitch. So we'll see if Tyson possibly moving, trying to get into scoring position. Aurora Tyson. I've got her with a stolen base this season, one of them. Flaherty lays down the bunt, pushes it foul down the left third base line. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. So Flaherty fouls it off. On the bunt attempt. And Flaherty hammers that one foul as well. So Flaherty down to the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball through the hole, and Dordt has in business. Runners at first and second with a 1-out single by Flaherty. Tyson advances to second, and now the defenders sending Brooklyn Cox to the plate. Cox still looking for that first base hit of the year. She's reached on a walk as well this season. Let's check what she has done this afternoon. Cox is 0 for 3. She's due. Comes to the plate here with runners on first and second, and the base hit could end it. One down in the inning. Top of the order due up next. And Cox takes up high. And the count is even at 1-1. One and one the count with 1 out in the inning. Stay out of the double play here and maximize your opportunities. Swing and a miss by Cox. That one was down to the turf. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. 1-2 the count. And into the windup. Here's the pitch from Ortmeyer. Lifted in the air. Center field. Drifting back. And Cox hits it off of the base of the fence. And it looks like Dordt's going to win it. Brooklyn Cox puts a charge into it to center field, and the Dordt defenders with a walk-off double as Cox knocks in Tyson from second base, and the Dordt defenders take the win by a final of 6-5. So the Dordt defenders end it with one out in the bottom of the seventh inning to secure the victory, 6-5. The Dordt defenders today, their final line, 6 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. Brooklyn Cox, the hero. Dakota State, 5 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. Emma Groon, 2 for 4 at the plate, along with Ellie Koster. And Jessica Flaherty also with a couple of base hits. Steenstra knocked in a couple of runs. And the pitching total, the win will go to Alexa Kapaska, her first pitching win as a Dordt defender. Haley Wilkin went the first 6 innings. And Haley Wilkin, her final numbers today. She went 6 innings. She allowed 3 earned runs, 5 runs total. Struck out 2 and walked 2, and Alexa Kapaska gets the win in relief. So the Dordt defenders with a 6-5 win today in game 1 of 2. They'll play again in about 2 hours. They'll be scheduled to play at 6 o'clock back here on the East Field, and they'll be facing William Penn. That's going to do it for our broadcast on the Dordt Media Network. For Mike Biker and for the Dordt Media Network crew, I'm Mike Biker. Good afternoon.
Welcome to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Let me show you around. So right now we're in the spacious head house of the complex. On my left here we have the concession stand, and then on my right here we have a seating area, whether that's for students, spectators, or fans to come and enjoy before and in between games. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Dome. In the Dome, we have the space available for 2 full-size softball fields. However, this space is also utilized by the football, baseball, and soccer teams, as well as for other various athletic events. So the Dome has impacted the softball team in a variety of ways. First, we used to practice during the winter months over in the rec center, but the limited space availability never really allowed us to hit our full potential, whereas in here, we can fit 2 full-size softball fields. We're also able to start games much earlier in the season. We have a range of equipment available here at the Dome, whether it's the batting cages, the soccer goals, or even a field goal available for the football team. It's a huge opportunity to have the space available to practice in the off-season, especially for our outdoor athletic teams. Another great thing about the American State Bank Sports Complex is that it's not just for Dordt athletes, it's for the entire community. Whether that's high school soccer leagues, open turf time, or even a space for intramurals. The American State Bank Sports Complex will change not only how we practice as Dordt athletes, but also how we interact with the community as a whole. Thanks for letting me take you on a little tour. Hope you stop by soon.